Hey, I'm Jen Morris. I'm a mom of two, a creative business strategist, and founder of Renegade Motherhood. Renegade Motherhood is a brand dedicated to elevating and amplifying and connecting moms in business. Now, networking and cultivating authentic relationships are key elements to Renegade Motherhood. And as someone who's been in business for nearly 20 years, it's been a big part of my journey as well. So I'm here to share 5 ways you can get the most out of your professional networks. So number 1 is to be a human first and a business professional second. Have you ever walked into a networking event and had a business card shoved in your hand while the other person rattles off their elevator pitch immediately? Spoiler alert, I don't do business with those people. Be human. Get to know people by asking questions and listening, whether it's at an event or over a cup of coffee. It is not about dominating the conversation or delivering a full-on commercial about yourself. Think of it like dating. You wouldn't want to go on a second date with somebody that was all one-sided on the first date. The best connections often come from the unexpected conversations. So one time I met a woman named Gretchen in New York City, and she sold high-end carpets. Now at the time I worked in nutrition, and so on the surface it didn't seem like we had that much in common professionally, but we built a friendship and we got to know each other. And one day she connected me with someone who went on to become a 6-figure referral. This wouldn't have happened though if I was only focused on pitching myself. Number 2 is be yourself. So along with being a human, you also want to be you. Apart from being a business owner, I also have an acting background, and some of the best advice I ever got that I still take to heart was from a director friend of mine who told me with love to wear the damn jeans. Now the backstory is that I was auditioning for him for a musical and I tanked it because I was trying so hard to fit the mold and ended up very uncomfortable and inauthentic wearing a dress and singing a song, both of which were completely wrong for me. My friend saw it and called me out on it and offered me that advice, and the idea of just being yourself has stuck with me ever since. It might seem obvious, but sometimes when we go into these situations, we are trying to pretend to be someone we aren't in hopes of fitting in or impressing people. But when you do this, you're either going to attract the wrong people or basically fail to make an impression that you want. So when you're genuinely yourself, people are going to feel more connected with you and they're going to trust you more and want to do business with you. Number 3, adopt an abundance mentality. Having success in professional networks is about creating opportunities, not competing for limited resources. So adopt an abundant mindset. There is plenty of success, clients, and referrals for everybody. Remember that 6-figure referral that Gretchen gave me? Well, it turns out that this woman actually had a very similar business than I did. And I could have looked at it and thought, oh, she's competition, not worth my time. But I knew that somebody that Gretchen, liked and wanted to refer me to was somebody worth having a conversation with and a cup of coffee. And it turned out to be very worth my time. The more open-minded and abundant you can be, the more that you will probably find yourself in collaboration and referrals with people who otherwise might have slipped right past you. When you operate from an abundance mentality, you are more likely to share leads, refer business to others, and find creative ways to collaborate. And this generosity creates a ripple effect because people will notice when you are willing to support others and it will come back to you. Number 4, play the long game. Building a professional network is a long game. It is not about a quick win. Now, as a mom, I have to show up for my kids every day, and I also have to consistently show up for my network as an entrepreneur and a business owner. I have to stay in touch, reach out when I want to just say hello and check in on them, and not just because I want to make a sale. It takes time to build trust, but when you invest in those relationships, the returns can be far more valuable than one single transaction. And lastly, don't be afraid to ask for help. When I joined my very first professional networking organization, I was 26 years old and I was a brand new, very green, very novice business owner. I had no idea what I was doing and I didn't let that stop me. Instead, I dove in, I asked a lot of questions, and I soaked up knowledge from others who had more experience who were in the group. And before long, I was actually the one leading the meetings. The reality is that as a business owner, you are never going to know everything, so lean on your network because they can be there to offer insights, different perspectives, and even shortcuts to help you grow. I do this all the time, and it's even more important when things get tough because your network can really be your safety net. Some of my best ideas have come from asking for help or brainstorming with somebody in my circle when I have been really struggling with something, stuck, or just having a bad day. And of course, don't just ask for help, offer it too. Be the person who lifts others up and gives them support when they need it, because it always comes full circle. I hope this was helpful, and I wish you all the success in getting out there and building strong, lasting, professional business networks that will serve you and fill you up, not only professionally, but also personally. And feel free to come over and say hello and reach out at renegademotherhood.com.